What is up, everyone? Thank you so much for joining us here at Homie and the Dude for another episode of the Sky Realm. I'm Bodhi, your unexceptional Dungeon Master, and I'm joined by our exceptional cast of players today. First of all, before we get into anything, a couple of shout-outs. Shout out to the editing team of Becky and Ben. Shout out to the art team, Josh, Victor, and Alex. And also shout out to our official sponsor for this stream, Underground Oracle Publishing. Incredible third-party content supplement creators for TTRPGs, primarily Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and the Cypher system. If you're enjoying any of the character that Blake is playing, Toad, any of his race, lineage, archetype, the spells that he's using, all of that has been created by Underground Oracle. And we're so thankful that they've allowed us to use some of their content for this stream. Other than that, guys, quick little recap. Last time our players began their heist and prison break on the Uptown Reservoir. You had the team break off into two teams. You had the roof team, which consisted of Geo, Evis, and Toad. And you had the sewer team of Blanco and Arinar. The roof team climbed their way up the side of the water reservoir, making their way onto the roof, before Toad managed to get some pigeons to distract some of the guards, and then they began sneaking their way into the reservoir. The sewer team of Arinar and Blanco made their way through the sewers to where they knew their entrances were. They chose one of the two grates in the basement of the reservoir to enter through, and blam, once they were in, they began planning and strategizing how they were going to proceed. It then cut to a large group of soldiers leaving the Imperial City, beginning their raid on the Don and the Claw Mafia, making their way to the People's Republic to do that. So, if you're sitting comfortably and feeling excited as I am for this, let's continue into this heist prison break.
We need to be careful moving around here. Don't disturb anything. Don't look at those buckets and stuff. It feels like these people are quite careless. Let's continue to move. Is there anything in this room you feel that might assist us?
I would say the guard uniforms, but I don't think we match the description of most of the guards here. I stick out like a sore thumb, and you are a dog folk, which I have not seen besides you, so I don't know if that would be the most prudent choice.
But maybe if we put them on and we sort of almost bend low and back out of a door, they might not necessarily be suspicious to begin with. It might give us a few extra seconds.
It's not a bad idea. I don't know if these uniforms will fit.
You pick up the uniforms and you look at them, and they're probably like a size too big for Blanco and a size too small for you, Arinar. You're looking at like
Yeah.
a large for you and like a large for Blanco as well.
I think that I can manage one of these. I will just hoist it up and turn the belt of the trousers over, and it might be worth it just to give us a few seconds for me to put one on.
Awesome. So, Blanco, are you going to begin putting on one of the guards' outfits?
I am. I put it on and I, roll the trousers up and I sort of tie it, and get the buttons up. I roll the sleeves up as
cool.
well.
So You pull on these trousers, you put on this longer kind of cloak top, then you put on like some shoulder pads and chest plate that kind of fit. And you can see that there's one of the guards like hats lying around, which are these like metal hats that have like are razor sharp around the edge. However, there's no mask lying around. None of the guards' masks are lying around that you can see.
Does this look convincing? Look, if I do that from behind, do you think it will help? Arinar?
Perhaps. I think if we take this prudently and you pop your head out really quickly in the uniform and then come back in here, maybe nobody will question it. But we will have to make it quick and discreet.
Absolutely, I can do that.
Amazing.
And so I go to the door and just sort of take a
Cool.
look and scan around.
As you grab the door handle, we're going to cut back upstairs to the guys in the stairwell. So you guys in the stairwell currently, I need to know, or what are you guys doing? What's the plan? Are you going down? What's the plan, guys?
So we're going to assess our surroundings. I said, okay, go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm breathing a little bit heavily. We're at the top of the stairwell.
I think
go.
I was gonna say Evis might find a way to like close the gate or like the door or whatever that leads down, so that whatever guards are up there still won't be able to come down and snag us or whatever.
Oh, so you're locking it from the inside. You're like like cool. There's like a little just like a strap, one of those like latches that's just like, and it's locked. It's just like, and you've locked it from the inside. They weren't expecting anyone on the inside, were they? Beautiful.
Here
So you lock that door, and and as you lock it, you can hear the footsteps of the guard that was by the door when you guys were on the roof coming back to his post by the door.
Toad, message to the other team that we're in.
Okay. I don't know the etiquette, so hey, we're inside. Your team is inside.
You, Arinar and Blanco downstairs, you hear in Blanco's pocket as he grabs the door handle, you hear mumbling coming from inside the cloth. You hear like, from inside the cloth in Blanco's pocket where the earring is. And at this point, Ulfer is going to tune in and be like, "Oh, amazing! That is phenomenal! Good job! Well done! That was fucking quick! Well done, team! Me and Serge have got eyes. The roof guards were distracted. They have returned to their post though now. So those of you in the water room, be quick. Who knows if they're going to come down for lunch or dinner, or who knows what kind of shift these guys are on? I can't tell."
Blanco has like put his hand onto his pocket and has like quickly passed the cloth over to R&R, muffled because he's going to be heading out, and he's like, "Take that, it's making too much noise."
Cool. Cut back to the team in the stairwell. Go for it.
Like we know that this one up here at the door just got here to work, so I think we got a little bit of time for his lunch break. But let's be.
Let's head down. We gotta get down.
Should we head down at least? Yeah, exactly. Because I think we're close to the door and they might hear us. Let's just go at least halfway down these stairs.
Amazing. As you guys make your way halfway down the stairs, you can see that you can see the next floor. There's like an open doorway. There's no like door or anything like that. It's just a doorway that leads onto the second floor of the building.
I think maybe one of us goes down and just has a peek, and then comes back and tells the other. We'll probably make less noise.
Right. Who's the? I think. Evis.
I mean, Toad, you fly.
Yeah, true. I can fly quietly. So, I know when you walk though, like it's so sounds with that the wind. So, but I can. If you guys want me to, I can. It's either or.
Oh, I can only run fast. I can't really like be stealthy.
So okay, I'll try. I guess I will.
Go for it. Roll me a stealth and a perception check for me, or investigation, whichever you prefer.
While Toad's rolling that, I say to Evis,
Sorry, Evis. Can you hear my knees knocking?
You're doing great. You're crushing it. Not your knees. You're not crushing your knees. You're just crushing it in general.
So it said stealth, right? Stealth first, so 19 for stealth.
Beautiful.
And then what else? Perception, you said?
Yeah, perception or investigation. Yeah, either one.
Okay, that's not too bad. So the investigation, because working with Arinar, definitely I'm trying to get some more of that. Trying to get more investigative. You know that mindset.
100%.
Sorry, y'all. I'm nervous. That it's a 15 for investigation.
15 for investigation. Cool. So as you kind of fly to the doorway, are you flying like out into the room? Are you peeking in the doorway? Like what kind of? Let me see what kind of thing you're doing.
So I can't see the room, so I'm not sure how the room's like situated. I can go quietly.
Is it on the map for you?
No, so I just see like we're still on. Are we? Yeah. Is this down low? Oh, this is the second level. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I see.
Amazing.
See, so I would poke out, and if I can see some space to fly, I don't want to round. I'd fly a little bit out if I can.
Cool.
Look around. What do I see when I look around with that perception? Because I'll probably determine it.
Cool. Okay. So this is what you see as you peer out the doorway. You can see to the north. You can see these troughs of water that are like clean, like crystal water. It's like undyed water over to your right. Then you can see a wall in front of you that kind of skirts along the wall on the western side. And you can see that there's a sign on the doorway there that says dying room. So you would assume room where they're dyeing the water. Then to your, yeah. I mean, maybe, yeah. Then you have to your left another little room that has a couple of windows, but nothing like you can't see much through them. And then in the far southwest corner is another room that has a locked door as well. The final thing that you can see is as you look up, you can see the bottoms of the water tanks protruding through the roof, and you can see pipes that connect the different tanks. And those pipes lead into the dyeing room.
Okay, and so so Clearwater's right here behind us, right? Just separate, right?
Yeah, there's some troughs of clear water there, 100%.
Okay, so water, the dyeing room, and the dyeing room's right below us, right? Or I'm sorry.
No, dyeing room is. Oh, I'm not sure if I can ping. I can. There we go.
Oh, so that's a dyeing room. Okay.
Yeah.
And what was our game plan again? I'm sorry. So our game plan was we're getting water, right? That was our mission, right?
Yeah.
First to get the water.
Yeah.
Okay. And I see the pipes too. Okay. So I'll fly back then. So I'd see that. I've noticed I don't see any guards like near the water, correct? That I can see?
No,
okay.
Nothing.
There's some. I can fly over and get some water. I mean, it's kind of clear, so I can, if you want, I can fly over, get some water, then come out. There are some pipes though. I wonder if we don't want to sabotage, right? Because I can like loosen some of the pipes that lead to the dyeing room, which is over that way. But I don't know what.
I mean, the mission was to get all the water. That's what I think they gave us these water bags of holding to get as much as we can. I'm not sure if the troughs that you saw do you think that's enough?
Well, what about the pipes though? So I saw the pipes. So the pipes lead from the troughs to like the dyeing room, right?
The pipes lead from the tanks in the roof into the dyeing room. Yes, the troughs are not connected to anything. You're not sure how the crystal water's gotten into those troughs, but it is there.
Okay. I mean, the troughs. I mean, I don't know. So the pipes are connected to the roof, but I'm not sure where the water is being piped in from. The crystal water. I'm not sure. So
it's coming from the Imperial City above. It's coming from the cord. They capture the water, and then they funnel it down, and then they dye it and they distribute it.
So it's coming from the roof then? Is that what you're inferring?
Well, there's a cord. There's a huge cord that leads to the island above, and that's where they.
So I'll tune in here, Toad. What you would have been able to infer from what you've seen, your awesome roll was you can see that these tanks are what's holding the water at this reservoir. And these pipes seem to be what they're using to move it through the building, basically, and get it through the building. But the pipes that you can see are directly connected to the bottoms of the tanks. So you reckon that these are like the ones that you see are like mainline fucking like baddies, basically.
Did you see any taps or anything that we could just turn it on and have that water pour out?
I didn't see any taps, right? I just saw the pipes.
Yep, just pipes.
Just see the pipes, but I might be able to maybe, I don't know, it might be risky unscrew it a little bit to kind of just fill the backs up really quickly like that, if you know what I mean. Like unscrew it enough for it to leak out. I'm not sure if that'd be the... What do you think,
You
Evis?
know, actually, that would not be a bad idea, is to create leaks, like almost, you know, small leaks everywhere in order to kind of ruin their, you know, portability, you know, the portability of the water. And it would be annoying enough that they wouldn't be able to, like, find all of the leaks at once. Could be.
I can definitely, so...
Cool.
Are we doing that? And who's Reshi with those? Reshi with the bottom group?
Reshi is with bottom group, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So as you guys are kind of having this conversation, you suddenly hear from within the room, you hear a voice just go, Pablo! Damn, what's taking so long? I thought you said you were going to be done dyeing that shit an hour ago, man. And Toad, as you kind of peek your head out, you see a guard just crossing the room and heading over to the doorway, which is over there. And he's just making his way over to the doorway. And he's like,
Okay.
about there. He's
And the
heading over.
pipes that are above us are like these pipes are ones on the roof, or where are the pipes that I see that are?
So the pipes, yeah, these are the pipes that you could see that are attached to the roof. Those ones there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are they ground level, or are they on like the roof of like where we are?
They're on the roof. They're like someone is like, you know, put clamps on the roof, so they're screwed into the roof. So the pipes are being held up along the roof.
So yep, so once I see him go over there, once I realize he's like over there out of way, I'll fly over to the pipes and kind of. Are we all gonna wait? So are you guys gonna come too when I loosen them, or what's the game plan? We got some time.
I think you probably need backup, Toad. I don't want you to go on your own.
Okay.
We should all go in there and start loosening them, or at the very least, maybe creating like small cracks in the pipes.
Yeah,
But that would take a lot of effort.
If we can somehow create a crack in the pipe, maybe one of us can capture that water that's coming down initially.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Here's the thing: if a guard comes, just be careful. Just be careful. And I'm not sure what our plan will be, but I guess we'll take it as it comes.
Amazing.
And then I'll do, so if we're all going over, I want to use Bardic on Evis, because I know I already used my enhance ability on Geo, so I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration. Like, Evis, I know you've been through a lot, but you keep on keeping on, and you've definitely been an inspiration for, I think, the whole group. And so just thank you both just for being here. Because this is like feels like about the first show all over again. So, but you guys kind of keep me anchored.
Well, I mean, we're gonna keep you. Anything to help keep you grounded, buddy. We couldn't do any of this without you.
We all got this. I know we got this. All
Now,
right.
should we go ahead and get going?
Yeah.
And that's a D8 for you. That's a D8 for that Bardic.
Oh, D8.
Yeah,
sick.
because I'm because we're level. Yeah, I was
6.
like, darn it.
Amazing. So you guys make your way into that room. Which way are people going? Tom, which way are you heading? Because I'm controlling your character.
To the
Yeah.
pipe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go left, hugging the wall as much as I can, but I'm obviously like not very stealth because I'm a portal, and
You are with enhance ability though. You are kind of now. So
I do have an enhanced dex, so I am just making my way. And while I'm making my way, I'm pulling out one of the bags of holding.
Cool. What's your objective? You head into the pipes above you? Where are you heading on this?
I'm heading to the pipes.
Yeah.
And I'm looking to see if there's a way to, besides breaking them, if there's a way to more easily access water. And I'm actually surveying the whole area as well to see if there's any taps or anything at all that we can take a large quantity of water without making too much noise trying to break a pipe.
Cool. Can you make an investigation check? And while he's doing that, Amber, Evis, where are you? What is Evis doing in this situation?
I think I'm also going to be. Oh, he's just zoomed into the map too much. I think I'm also going to be maybe not these same pipes that, but maybe here. Yeah,
beautiful, awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And Toad, what's Toad doing? Where's Toad flying off?
While Evis does that, though, I do this sort of like.
Also, just so you guys are aware, I want to make sure as well.
I'm doing random things that I'm not sure if
make any sense.
What is it, like semaphore? Like
exactly right.
Bringing in an aircraft.
on the map that you can see.
On the roof. What the hell?
On the map that you guys can see, the black circles are just the bit of protruded tank that's coming through the roof. So you can walk underneath those. You can walk through those. You are actually walking underneath them. That's just to show you where the tanks are actually protruding through the roof.
I rolled black holes.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 21, by the way.
Cool. And Toad, where are you headed? Where are you flying off to?
So I'll kind of keep I'm gonna try. I'll go to closest to Geo, but I'm gonna fly kind of close to the roof and kind of keep an eye, like while they're looking at the pipes, and kind of keep an eye on the guards. And so I see up near the roof and just kind of keep an eye out.
Beautiful. So with a 21, Geo, you could easily see that if you had something that could undo nuts and bolts, you could take these pipes could come apart and you reckon with the three of you, you could probably take a section out of each of these pipes and that would just cause absolute chaos. You reckon you could literally just take a whole chunk. On the reverse side, you reckon a good couple of blows with, something big, strong, a stone, a metal weapon or something like that. You reckon a couple of blows would probably do it as well. But with the 21, you also know that that's going to make some noise.
Would Rom's stone axe be something that has a sharper edge to it, since it is a...
It definitely has a sharp edge to it, and definitely could split a pipe with a couple of heavy swings.
Okay. I'm thinking about that as I'm just surveying things at this point, and I'm looking to see where Toad is and where Evis is.
I'm gonna fly around to both of them. So I'll go to see both of them. So I'm gonna start with Geo because Geo's right there near me, and so I'd probably be over there. Then I gotta fly around to Evis, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye out. But,
yeah.
As far as you can tell, the room that the guard came out of, you can see that the door's open, and it looks like in there is some sort of casual space. There's there's two windows where people could sit and watch. It's almost like a guard room for this room, and you can see that easily, Toad, and you can see that there's no one in that room. The room that is on the southwest, you can see that the door is closed and that there's a padlock through a thing on the door, basically, of the one in the southwest corner.
And the door he went into, there's no lock on the outside of it. They're probably locked on the inside of that dining room, right?
Yeah, so there's no lock on the outside at all. The doors are closed at the moment. You can hear muffled voices from inside, but that's about it.
As Toad hovers over, I pull out Rom's great stone axe, and I show it to Toad, and I mime that I'm possibly thinking of cranking it against this thing to see if he can. What's his response to this?
Wouldn't that make a little bit of noise though? There's no other way to loosen them.
I mean, there is, but we probably need some tools. We need something to loosen those big bolts. I don't have anything. Do you see any tools around?
What about you have that other harmonica? I mean, maybe you can somehow. If you damage it, that one's garbage anyways.
What I could do though is I could use that other harmonica as almost a spike. But that's gonna make noise as well, Toad. We need something that's gonna clamp onto those bolts and then turn. That won't do it. Do you mind flying around and seeing?
I have, I'll look for tools. I have small hands too. They're kind of sticky. I mean, I'm a toad. Could I try to like see if I could maybe finagle it?
Go make a strength check. Go for it. Yeah, I love it. Athletics or strength, whichever you prefer.
Where's athletics? Ew, that's gross. Oh, for athletics then. Okay. Well, yeah, definitely athletics then. Ooh, that's no.
Wait, hang on. What do you got?
That's a 2 for athletics.
I'm gonna use my watch of time turning. I'm gonna use my watch of time turning.
Beautiful. Okay.
Hey,
Toad, can you re-roll your dice roll?
Oh my gosh, and that's a 15.
So, just to describe this moment to you guys, so what happens is you see Toad originally on the first timeline grip the thing, try and twist this nut, and his little sticky toad hands kind of like slip off and doesn't happen. As that happens, Geo turns his wrist and presses the time turner. As he does, slowly Geo and Evis begin to move in reverse. You see Toad's hands slip back onto the nut and until he lets go. You see Evis walking backwards a couple of steps before Geo quickly hits the time turner again, and time stops. And it's Toad going, if I can do, maybe I can. And as you twist Toad and you grip on and you suction with those little froggy fingers of yours, those little toady fingers of yours, the bolt snaps clean. As what you can see now, the inside is rusted and the bolt comes out. As that happens, of water begins spraying at the floor. Just one thin stream, no more than like a gentleman peeing, but a thin stream of water just, and it's high pressure. You can tell that it's high pressure coming out.
I run over with the bag of holding and put it right over the pipe. So the water is coming into the bag of holding right now and not making any noise. So I'm just holding it over the pipe.
You just hear
like a sense of like deja vu, kind of from the cool moment. Like I feel like it'd be like deja vu almost. Like whoa,
yeah.
What the heck? Did I? Oh, okay.
There's an alternate timeline somewhere. I can feel it.
There's a disturbance.
We're in the eye of the Jeremy Baramy.
like good. All right.
So while this happens, Evis, what's Evis doing at this point? Just over away from these guys a little bit. Are you looking at the pipes as well?
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely investigating the pipes and doing the same, where I'm trying to find like the spot where I can sabotage this pipe a little bit and
cool.
Get some.
Can you make me an investigation or a perception check, and we'll see for any weak spots in the pipe, shall we?
Bardic, you don't use it for this roll. You have for 10 minutes. You do Bardic though, D8. Just saying.
Okay, sick. Yeah, because my investigation and my perception are trash. So, oh, okay, that's a 16, actually.
With a 16, you're kind of looking... Oh, 17.
Oh, 17. 17.
Amazing. So with a 17, you're looking at it, and you're like, I wonder. And you look at your gloved hand.
Yeah.
And you look back at the water pipes. You just kind of debate for a second. You're like, I'm not sure what it will do. It seems like it will do something.
Okay, so I bend backwards a little bit to whisper to my compatriots to be like, hey, step back 10 feet maybe. Just keep a good wide berth.
Wait, hold on, we're collecting water. Give us I should wait 1 second. We're getting some water. I'm gonna flag slowly near the top over. We're getting some water right now. So how long, Geo?
Geo, you look in the bag of holding, and it's barely filled up. This stream, though it's high pressure, is not powerful enough to fill this bag in any quick amount of time. You're looking at maybe an hour to get this bag filled at the way this water's pouring in.
That's cool. So what I do is I pull it off of the pipe, and I follow the stream down, and I put the bag on the ground, so the bag is just the landing spot for the stream, and I back away from the large pipe, and I say, I think we're good.
Okay, great. And Evis like takes off their glove, the big long leather glove that's like containing the lightning energy that's surging through their body, and kind of wiggles their fingers a little bit to like kind of charge up the energy just a little bit, just as one of those, and then like just a force palm, like the Pokemon move, just like onto. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon this week.
Like move focus punch or whatever, right? That focus or whatever. That's a.
Oh well, they have force palm too, where you're just like.
Oh.
Yeah, like a V8 bottle.
Like, I was gonna say.
Is this going to be a check? And first question, is this going to be a check? And second is, if it is, could I sneak in a bless onto?
Bardic inspiration.
The answer is the moment that Evis places their hand on the pipe, the sound that you all hear is the sound of a fuse exploding kind of situation. You know when like a fuse pops and it's like, and then like, just like that sizzle. At that very moment that you hear that noise, we're going to cut back to a camera that is out in the sky. And as the camera is kind of just floating in amongst the clouds, you see two, what you would probably know as like medium-sized sky zephyrs fly past camera, and you can see just a menagerie of guards in full armor walking around on these two airships and kind of just like pulling ropes and like doing various jobs. Again, across the two airships, you're looking at like somewhere between 50 and 250 people. You're not the number isn't exactly sure, but it's a fucking lot of people as these two ships just fly past camera. Cut back to the basement people with Blanco holding onto the door, and as you open the door, Blanco, and look out into the hallway, what you can see, let me just switch map quickly. By the way, I'm using my iPad today, so if I'm a little bit slow with maps, that's why I'm new to using Apple technology.
Acceptable. I don't want the excuse. Be quicker.
Welcome.
Be better.
Welcome to the club. We love Apple technology.
Delicious.
Huh?
No, I'm kidding.
So, Blanco, as you peek out, you can see that there doesn't seem to be any guards right there. You can see across the way from you is another door leading into another room. As you kind of peer to the right, you can see that there is this large, what you assume is this arcane, this magical scanner kind of thing. It's this big circular kind of wall that stands in the center of the room with two entrances either side to it, basically. And by one of those entrances, you can see a guard. But that's the only guard that you can see from your angle at this moment in time.
The door creaks open so quietly, and I sort of stick my head out, careful not to be noticed. And I come back in and I go, Arinar, unfortunately, from where I am stood, what I can see is a room across the way. The door is closed. I'm not sure I can hear anyone in there. But there is one person I can see by this big scanner, like a magical arcane scanner, which is in the middle of the room. Is it worth me just stepping out and inching sort of along the wall a little bit and see what I can see further?
As you say this, you hear the door across from you begin to open as a guard steps into the hallway and goes, "Woo! God damn, Jerry, that smells like your mom's casserole. Good luck in there, boys." And just like doesn't even notice you, just walks like straight in the hallway back to like the center of the room and just kind of walks away that kind of direction.
Well, that means there is at least two of them, Jerry and this unknown guy.
You hear someone else be like, "Oh man, I can smell it from here. That's fucking foul, dude. That's so foul, man. Your ass has got problems, bro."
That must be the restroom then.
I think so. But we are now dealing with either 2 or 3 people.
Can we see anyone from our vantage point besides this guard and the guard at the entrance?
No, those are the only 2 that you can see. Unless you want to step out into the hallway a little bit more, that's what you guys got from peering around the door.
Is this happening concurrently with what the stairwell group is doing?
Yes.
Do they hear the explosion of water, or?
This is like a little rewind to them. This is now you guys playing through when they were in the stairwell. So by the end of this scene, there will be the noise.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I am feeling that the fact that we have seen 2 and we cannot see further, I have a feeling there are more guards in there. Just because now it feels like there are maybe 3 different voices we have heard.
I have an idea.
I'm all ears. Literally.
What? So, in terms of toilets, are they toilets, or are they like holes that just fall into the sewer?
They're like toilets, but instead of them having like a flush button, they just have like a jug of dyed water to like pour down and clear your dookies.
So there's like a aquifer here that it can be sort of manipulated and whatnot?
What do you mean an aquifer? Explain what you mean.
Or like just a reservoir for the water. I don't even know if aquifer is the right word I'm looking for there, but like a cistern, like a place where the water is kept that can be, say, pressurized and made to explode and cause a massive distraction.
No, just next to each toilet is like a jug that they refill, basically.
Okay. Well,
what about using any of this equipment here to create a distraction? There seems to be some carts and...
yeah, can I make an investigation check for the stuff around? Just
anything helpful?
At a more thorough level, yeah.
What type of thing are you looking for? I think would be more what we'll go with.
Yeah. Really, if we can get these guys in one place, that would be preferable. Because we want to get to the cell.
What about we put a couple of these pallets onto the cart and we light them? I have my bag of it. Unfortunately, it will have to be you because I cannot step too close to the fire, but there's a possibility that we could light it and push it out into the corridor, or we could maybe...
If we do that, then we will immediately expose ourselves.
We could maybe throw, it looks like some heavy equipment. I think maybe it could be thrown to make a noise in one corner, the opposite corner, and they could go to investigate, and we could see through the door how many people, guards are in the room, maybe.
I might have an idea, but it is exceedingly stupid.
Those are the best.
Sometimes stupid ideas turn out to be absolutely brilliant.
Here's what I got, Bodes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a cart, put a box on the cart as a sort of system of walls, and then have Blanco in the box, like shooting in a little sort of armored tank that I push, that they can sort of just like, we do like a drive-by.
Wow. Okay. Fuck yeah, I love that. That's the sickest shit I've ever heard. We're going for it, 100%. There's no way we're not doing that. Okay, so you pull out this car, and you can see that like the car is like mostly intact. One of the wheels is a little bit misshapen, so like as you roll it, it's a little bit of like like as it kind of goes. But yeah, you reckon you could stack a couple of crates with like a gap, and then like a couple of crates on top of that to create almost like a nook in a castle, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
For Blanco to sit behind. Yeah, and you could then push behind it, and you'd be fine. Yeah. Not to mention, there's enough cloth around here that if you wanted to cover it with cloth, there's definitely, you can modify this cart in a few different ways. If you want.
Arinar, is it worth putting on one of the guards' outfits just to jolt their minds? Because sometimes when you see a uniform, it doesn't always make you immediately think that there is an intruder, and they might, question it for a moment and be sort of like a little bit stunned. And I can take out my regular arrows and be ready because I have my scope on my longbow.
Not an awful idea. Arnar's gonna try to put on the clothes over his own, I guess. I mean, I don't know how well that's gonna work.
You look like, when you put something in the in the washing machine and it shrinks a little bit and it comes out like a little bit shorter. That's kind of it. It looks like not a child's, but definitely a small person's clothes on top of yours.
Maybe you can go out sort of complaining about these damn who's cleaned these bloody guards' uniforms. They have shrunk my uniform or something.
That's worth a shot. Do we want to immediately call attention to ourselves, though, or do we want to try to remain stealthy for as long as we can?
It's I think it's up to you. I take your lead on this. It's your dumb, clever idea.
I respect the paradox, I suppose. I think if we can sort of gather them all in one area and then surprise them, we'll have the best shot at taking them all out as fast as possible.
Amazing. So, am I under the understanding that Arinar is currently piling crates on top of the cart to make this like fortified wall kind of situation?
Yes.
Amazing. Okay.
And at this point, I say to Arinar, hand me the cloth with those with the arrowheads. I shall put them into my pocket.
Amazing.
Okay.
Are you going to take your pen out of the cloth, Sam?
Pen.
You take your pen. Cool. Amazing. At this point, you guys, I imagine, are probably at the door. Arinar, you're at the back of this cart holding it. Blanco, you're stood in the cart. Probably like bow, like semi at the ready, I imagine, to go. Are you like kicking the door open and rushing, or are we like walking out and saying stuff? You guys tell me how you exit this room.
Fuck it. We're gonna walk out, and Arna's gonna kind of clear some, be like, and then just walk out and be like, man, I can't believe it. They put it through the wash again and it shrinks. What the hell is up with this place? Come on, are you serious?
Amazing. So, as you push this out, I'll say that you guys kind of push out to about here.
Blanco's like trying to steady on his feet because the cart's sort of like wobbling. He's trying to like steady in there, like trying to holding, like using his like elbows, like while trying to be prepared as this one wheel sort of kunks.
So as you kind of come out and you say this, can you please roll a deception check, please?
Oh Lord, this is gonna be bad. 6. I'm gonna use my D20 plus 4 of inspiration. Let's not think about here. So that's 6 plus. Did that roll? Oh wait, hold on. There we go. 6 plus 9. Oh fuck, 15. That was nothing.
But that's also 69. So nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, what a waste of a roll.
So as you kind of come out and you say this, you see the one guard that was walking away turns around like on his heels to look. You see the one over here kind of begins walking over to see what's going on. The one from the stairs kind of makes his way over. And you can see these two kind of like trying to peer, the two at the top are trying to peer around like the sides of the tracker. And one of them goes, "Oh, is that you, Tim? Were you fucking hiding in the storeroom having a fucking wank again, mate?"
You know, sometimes I can't help myself. You know how it is.
You filthy bastard, mate. You know what? If Jessica ever knew you were this filthy, she wouldn't be with you, mate.
Well, you know, sometimes you better be thankful I don't do it out here. You know, I gotta go do it. You know, and it's not even in the bathroom. You barely even go in there anyway. So plus, it fucking reeks in there. You know what I'm saying? Ugh.
You see the other guy go, my bad. At that moment, one of them's like, well, what are you doing with all that stuff? Where are you taking that?
They got a requisition upstairs. Something about the fact that they need extra crates for something. I don't know. I mean, I'm just following orders.
You see one of them just like, dude, I heard that Lucian Clark is in today, and fuck, dude, like, I don't want to mess with the warden, but that is some weird shit. He always asks for the weirdest shit, dude. Like, such a strange guy.
Yeah, I think this isn't coming from me. This isn't coming from me. This came from somebody else. I heard that he likes to, he likes to do it like stuffed in a box. And I mean, to each their own, but it's a little weird. Don't you think? It's a little weird. I don't know.
All of the guards recoil a little bit like, oh, in a box?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I don't know. Then again, they don't call it a box for nothing. Am I right, boys?
Oh my god, you see a couple of them like chuckle away and are like, ah shit, okay man, go on through, and kind of direct you towards the stairs. And then as you kind of, it's up to you guys. Are you walking over to the stairs as one of them, as these two kind of move out the way and give you room to take this
I want
past?
to see if I can see Barnaby right now.
You can.
Okay.
From where you are, you can see him right here, where I just pinged.
Okay.
Can I, because it's the sort of like slits in the box that it's like, can I see him as well, or can I not see him? Yeah,
I reckon so. I reckon you can. Actually, from where you are, because the thing's in the way, you probably can actually at the moment.
Okay.
So is this the only stairway down here?
Yes. And as you begin making your way towards the stairs, one of the guards goes, wait, how are you going to get that up the stairs?
Have you seen these guns? I mean, come on. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna turn it around so that it's blocking the stairway and facing out towards them. And I'm like, one more thing. I don't know who you're talking about. And like, full-on pants rip off as I just charge for one of these guards. As we now know, there are 5 of them down here, and we're now blocking the stairway with this armored car.
Amazing. So as Blanco farts and just instantly this chaos happens, you hear from upstairs the old and you hear that from upstairs go down. When we come back to you guys, you will be rolling initiative. At this moment, we're going to come back upstairs to the water team. Who are doing very well at the moment, loving their strategy. 1 second, I'm trying to get to my maps. Sorry, guys. Where are you? Second floor. There you are. Beautiful. Cool. So, as we return to the second floor team, Evis places their hand on the pipe, releasing the lightning surge within them through the pipe. As it does, 3 little bolts and rivets explode out of different sections of the pipes, and instantly water begins spraying in all kinds of different directions. At the same time, you hear in the other room, and then just boom, the sound of bodies hitting the ground.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
They hit the floor, and you guys are stood there with water now just spraying onto the floor. The bag of holding is now like the one spray of water going into that is now like a fan of water that's just spraying in that direction. And yeah, you heard some bodies hit the ground, some bodies hit the floor in the other room.
Ooh, do we know? Do you think we can use the axe to lock that door that they're in?
We can give it a try. And I run over as fast as I can and try to put the handle of the axe up against. No, actually, I'll flip it around. I'll put the head of the axe up against the door handle, and I'll try to find a way to leverage it, almost like to kick the handle in a way that there's enough friction that it's locking the door or closing the door.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then Evis is gonna take their bag of holding that they have and like make sure that they're getting it filled.
Okay, amazing, perfect. This is incredible. So, just to describe, as this is going on, the floor is slowly getting wetter. The water is like spreading across the floor at this point. Geo, as you run over to the door, you're basically like trudging through like a thin layer of water on the floor. As you shove your axe up against the door and kind of lock it in place, use your foot to really wedge it in place. You kind of test and you're like, cool, that's not going anywhere. That's not going anywhere. They're locked in there. Evis, you're like trying to play like catch with some of this water and are like trying to like find the best angle to like catch water from these pipes that are going off above you guys. Back over to you guys.
I am, as I see that the axe is doing its job by wedging the door, I turn around to see where my bag of holding is and see if it's still in the same spot it was, and start making my way back over to that.
It's begun kind of floating on the thin layer of water that's there now. It's no longer filling as it's kind of drifted a little bit away from where the water was spraying into it.
Okay.
Let's go. I was gonna go help Evis. If I see them struggling, I was gonna go help Evis collect water if it need be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a wreck over here. It is, it is just Splash Mountain.
And what I'm going to say is two things. We're going to have all of you roll this fate check, and we're going to do a combined whether you pass or fail. And we're going to do a fate check to see how this goes.
All right.
Just a D20. What's the fate check?
Yeah,
Like,
just a D20, just a flat D20.
Let me just see what they're rolling, because I mean.
Okay, that's not terrible. That's good.
Okay.
It's a 16.
What'd you get, Tom?
I rolled a 2, but I do have lucky, so I just want to see what you have rolled.
14.
Yeah, can I use my lucky for this fate check?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh.
Nice. There's no modifier for fate,
No.
it's just a straight. I got a 16.
Mm-hmm.
Cool,
Oh,
beautiful.
Oh, nice. Sick.
So, as you guys are all trying to like catch some of this water, two things happen. One, you notice that the water hits the stairwell and begins going down the stairs to whatever floors are below. You also notice, all of you notice that one of the pipes has begun sagging quite exponentially from the roof. And just as it's about to like pop and burst and break, you guys, with your rolls, have an opportunity to either stop it or let it happen. It's up to you.
I mean, we should let it happen, right? I mean, the whole point is to like destroy this whole enterprise.
Yeah, along with possibly really getting big old like quantity of water as well.
Water.
So let it go. Maybe like as it breaks, water probably is going to be releasing from both ends of that pipe. So I'd like to attempt to grab my floating bag of holding and try to shove it as close to get as much water from what I think is going to happen, which this thing's going to blow here in a second. However, I haven't really planned for, the other end to be, it looks like it's probably going to be shooting right at me. As the thing breaks.
Could me and Evan fill the other end, like with the other bag of holding, like from both sides?
So at that moment, these two pipes, it bursts, and you just hear as water is just rushing in now. At this point, the amount of water, and you guys happen to break the pipes nearest to the big tank at the center of the reservoir, and this thing is just emptying into this room. As it does, you guys are now probably stood in about ankle-high water, and the water is now flowing down the stairwell like now it's flowing. It was trickling, now it's flowing down the stairs into the lower parts of the building. That moment, we're going to cut to the dock of the People's Republic as two airships pull into the dock. And again, you see the feet of a bunch of soldiers run past camera as they head into the city. At that point, both teams are going to hear in the earpieces. For the basement team, you're going to hear muffled in Arinar's pocket. For those on the roof, you're going to hear Ulfr go, "We just heard a bang. Is everyone okay? What's going on? Anyone? Reed? Anyone? Can you hear us?"
Evis goes over the earpiece and goes, well, we might have just we might have just exploded their biggest tank of water here at the top of the tower. There might be a ton of water rushing down several flights of stairs. We're for legal reasons. This is all.
I suddenly hear that in the background. At Evis's dog, I suddenly just hear that rushing water. Just
yeah, he's just like, damn, it's loud where you are. I can barely hear you. The background noise is wild.
I'm also yelling, warn the others, please. They didn't respond last time. Warn the others that water's coming down. We're not sure what's going to happen.
Oh my God, next to the staircase. Oh, shit.
You hear Ulfer instantly go, guys in the basement, there's a lot of water coming your way. You're gonna have to move quick. It's coming down. At that point, he's also gonna shout, do you guys need us to get the boys to cause a distraction, try and draw the guards out of the building? What do you need from us? Talk to me, guys.
Yes. Ration now.
What is Reshi
as I'm
doing?
charging towards the cage.
You're gonna say
Reshi was up on the roof with you guys, wasn't he?
Reshi was with
no.
us.
Reshi's with you two. Reshi's with you two.
Okay.
And so you're gonna say Reshi now?
Well, what if...
Wait, what did Sam say? What did Sam say? What
I
did you
said
say?
distraction now.
Distraction
We
now.
can't
Yep.
fuck around anymore. This is
Yeah.
we are
Beautiful.
committed to the bit.
Yep.
Cool. At that moment, Ulfer turns to Surge and goes, cover them. At that point, you hear the guards kind of getting up in the dying room. You hear some feet, and then suddenly you just hear, ching, and you hear a body fall to the ground again as a bullet comes flying in from Surge from one of the buildings across the way. At that moment, Ulfer, you hear him in the earpiece go, boys, quickly, dump the flower outside and cause as much chaos as you can. You then hear him begin chanting the verbal components to cast Sending. And you hear him go, Uma, now's the time. Begin causing chaos. Go, go, go.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Skyrealm. We appreciate you so much, and we hope you enjoyed seeing our party continue carrying out this amazing heist that they're going through, and all the incredible dice rolls that are happening. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, and if you're enjoying any of this series, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps us out. As well as that, we have a Discord server with over 700 people, where we have a bunch of people interacting about TTRPGs and MMA. Everyone's kind of talking shit with each other, having a great time, as well as also sharing ideas, talking about new game systems, all that kind of stuff. So if you're into any of that and want a community to hang out with, we're a great place for that. Otherwise, if you want to keep up to date with what we're doing and get free content from us as well, our newsletter of Holding is completely free for all of you guys and is something that you can sign up to now. There's a link in the description. In that, you'll find us talking about whatever projects we're working on and any upcoming projects, as well as also giving you guys free TTRPG supplements for you to use in our game, created by us here at Homie and the Dude, the team at Homie and the Dude. So if that interests you, check that out. Otherwise, guys, we really appreciate it, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.